Hey, it's Rick. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to make a super easy, clean and simple card using the Well Wishes stamp set from Pajama Crafter Stamps. I've stamped my wells and some archival shadow gray ink onto some Canson XL watercolor paper. I'm going to use Twimarkers today to color up my images and blend them out. So I've laid down my first color, which was cloudy gray, and then I'm going to come in with my darker color, which is concrete gray. I'm going to blend that back out with my cloudy gray, and then I'm going to take my watercolor brush, my Princeton round. This is number 4. I believe it's number 4. It's either 4 or 5. Hold on. It is number... I lie. It's number 6. So that's what we are using to blend that out with. So I've just dabbed that into a thirsty brush. And I am actually, hold on now, I lie. It is a number 5. I had it in the wrong place. So we are just blending that out with just a thirsty brush. I've heard me talk about that before. I've added 2 different shades of blue. I've added cerulean and Arctic into the belly of the well. And I'm just going to blend that out. And then for our little whale, I'm going to actually use the cerulean blue and the Arctic color to make him a nice little blue whale, because hell, why not? So I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with these. This is the Arctic, and I'm going to take my damp, thirsty brush and blend that out together so that it has a nice, easy watercolor look. Then we're going to go ahead and add our grays in there. This is just the concrete. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out into his tummy, so that we have both colors represented. Now I'm going to set that to the side and let it dry. And we're going to work on our card front. I have already embossed this with the Ocean Waves embossing folder from Spellbinders. I'm taking some salty ocean ink and a flat blending foam and just grazing over the embossed area with the ink. I'm not pressing hard because I don't want it to go down in. I just want it on the raised area. So I'm going to add liquid glue behind that, and I'm going to line that up onto my card front and make sure I got it nice lined up, corner to corner. And I'm going to go ahead and trim that down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then I will take and stamp my sentiment. So we're going to put this into our Misty, and we are going to pick out our sentiment we're going to use. I'm just making sure it's going to fit. So I will take and stamp that down, line that up in that little corner up there. We're going to line it up at the diagonal. I'm going to stamp it down with some Onyx black ink and use my pressure tool to get a nice impression. Now we're going to do a little fussy cutting, or some of y'all like to call it cussy cutting. We're just going to come right around up close to the image. I'm not worrying about if I get everything. If I cut off a little bit, it's okay. I'm just getting up as close as I can to the stamped image. I'm not worrying about anything. I'm just going to cut this out, make it super easy. I find that if you start worrying about what you're doing, fussy cutting, that you're going to hate it. But as long as you do, you just go around it. And don't worry about cutting off a little bit of fur or a little bit of skin or a little bit of whatever. Just go ahead and just cut it out nice and close, and don't worry about it. It's okay. It's kind of enjoyable that way when you don't have to, when you're not worrying about it. It's just super easy, like I'm doing right here. I'm just coming right around. And remember, you're moving your scissors up and down, and as that's the only movement you're making with the scissors. The rest of the turning is done with the paper. So I always remember that. Turn the paper, scissors stand still, besides the up and down movement. So we'll go ahead and cut the rest of our little tail off here. And then I'm just nip that. And now to clean anything up, I take a Toffee Crunch ink and a foam blending tool and go around my fussy cutting that hides any imperfections. I like the Toffee Crunch. You could use a marker for that as well. I just find it easier to do that sometimes. All right, we're going to add our card front to our A2 card base. And this is a top folding card now, which just turned to the side. So there it is. And then we're going to take and attach our little whales. We're going to use some 1mm foam tape from scrapbook.com. And I'm just going to take and attach those. I'm cutting some small pieces to fit behind the big whale's tail, and some even smaller pieces to fit on the very, very end. because it's super tiny. So we're going to go ahead and attach those. We'll peel off the foam backing after I get that nice and cut. I am going to add some behind the little baby whale too. So we go ahead and peel off all those little backings. And after I get those little tiny pieces out, I should have found my pokey tool and just used that, but I didn't. I'm going to take my tweezers and add liquid glue behind that, and then I can attach our little whale onto our card. So we're going to take and do the same thing for the little baby whale, and I'm not going to spare y'all from watching me add the foam tape. I'm going to go ahead and peel the backings off and add my little liquid glue and pop him on there. And then to finish off this card, I'm going to add 3 boyfriend blue rhinestones at the bottom, just in a line. I space them equally apart. Those are from Pajama Crafter Stamp as well. And I'm going to scooch that one over just a little bit and clean up a little bit. And there is a look at my card. Here's a closer look at the card. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you're probably going to like the one coming up next. Bye, guys. See you.